pretend that we have a different screen to look at, kind of like Drawfee has, which is the opening screen, right? Um,
Yeah.
I haven't made one yet, and I don't know what that opening screen is going to look like.
Oh, fuck, it's scary. I mean...
That is a scary Veigar.
Pretend it's something else. Oh, God.
All right. Actually, do we have a title for what we want to call this? Because Drawfee is Drawfee.
It's your YouTube. It was your job to come up with the title.
You're the second half of my brain for this operation. Okay, we're gonna call it...
Booble Bop.
No. Hey YouTube, welcome to Draw With Me, where I draw with some of my friends and some people I know who like to do art, and we share our art with each other. All of us come in with different experiences and styles of drawing, and the point of this is to share our art and what inspires us. I hope at the end of the video you share what inspires you, or what you like most about doing art. Also, consider liking the video and becoming a subscriber so you can see more videos like these in the future. Now, let's get back to the stream. Hello YouTube, welcome back. This is Ghostsuru, and today we're doing something a little different. Today we are going to do a Drawfee inspired art video for you, and we do plan on doing more of these in the future. We don't expect the first one to be super great, but we're here to have fun, and we hope you're here to have fun with us. I've got Tasty again with me here today. Say hi, Tasty.
Yes, ever. Yeah.
And then we have two other people who wanted to come along on our adventure. I have my husband, These Nerds Plays, with me. Say hi.
Hello? New hat, who dis?
And then I have family friend, husband's best friend. I don't know how you want me to really introduce Alex here.
The best friend.
We have KittyDaddy with us today. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
For our first art get-together, this challenge that we're doing, Tasty and I decided that we were going to do an avatar redraw, or quote-unquote a rebrand of our persona or something, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm not drawing Ghostsuru avatar. I am instead doing another project and redoing Savita Reese because she has been around a really long time, and I'm still working on the World Eater project with her, so I think she's more relevant than Ghostsuru itself. Tasty, what did you decide to draw?
I actually drew a cat girl character of mine that I've had since high school as well. Had her as a avatar for Guy Online back in those days. But her name is Wild. She's a little orange-haired cat girl. Yeah.
And then, by the way, John, do you want me to use your name or just call you Nerd or something? I don't know. What do you... John's fine, okay.
Draw Nerd.
So actually, a while back, I had actually hired Ghost to draw me an avatar for our YouTube channel that we have over on These Nerds. So I basically took that and drew it as my own, with the whole paint-inspired theme because of the drawing and painting that we're going to be doing on here.
Alex.
So I didn't necessarily have like my own avatar. I've always used avatars of other things for basically any account on anything I've ever had. So previously, my avatar on Discord was Veigar from League of Legends. So I wanted to do like a Veigar-inspired avatar that was also just kind of making it my own.
So, are we just going to jump right in? Is everyone ready?
All right, getting to it.
Hey,
We're gonna
let's get started.
Let's start with Alex first. Alex was the first one to send in his submission and finish.
Applause.
I can't tell if you're laughing out loud or if you're talking about League of Legends.
Definitely the latter.
Pretty good for laughing.
Okay, so I'm not super familiar with drawing softwares in general. This was done with Krita. So the first portion of this is mostly me setting some kind of ground base layer, kind of getting used to the controls of everything again. obviously. I wanted something that was like Veigar. He's got like the black head under a hat, but I also kind of like the mages from the Final Fantasy series. So I wanted like a black mage / Veigar inspired character. So I figure I need to start with a black circle for a head, and then go from there. I wanted. This is me trying to use the fill tool with little success. Decided it wasn't black, so decided to just go over it manually with that.
The fun of layers.
And this is going to go faster than you think, by the way. This is just the beginning. When you get towards the end of your thing, it goes really fast.
Does it?
Yeah, you can tell me to pause at any time if you've got something you want to say.
Not particularly. So I decided to go with red because red was kind of not used in a lot of different things for his cloak. And a lot of this was trying to get used to layers. I'm not used to using layers when I'm drawing things, so trying to use layers and utilize them properly was definitely something I struggled with a little bit. Got to get the eyeball flares going on here.
And getting used to a new media or even just a new program is always it's something where even for me, I'm really rusty, but I'll talk about mine more when we get there. So it's completely understandable where you're like, I did a thing! Ta-da!
I made something.
And I found myself hyper-focusing on certain parts of the thing just because I really wanted it to be perfect. But I also kind of jump around a lot from place to place and then go back to something and notice, hey, I don't quite like how that looks, so go back and fix it again, you know?
And that's pretty normal, actually. Like, I mean, especially with me, there were so many things that I was like, oh, I'm tired of this. I'll just go to this because it looks like it needs the most attention right now. And then I'll come back later when I'm like, oh, this needs to be worked now again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, there was a lot of that. So yeah, I knew I wanted him to be a mage-inspired character, so I wanted him to have like a tome. And so I had this idea of him having like a magic spell book that had cats like pouring out of it to like symbolize KittyDaddy, like this is why he's the KittyDaddy, because he made the cats magically.
He birthed all cats of the books. Nice.
Yes. And obviously he has to have kitty ears because
he's a kitty himself. He's the
Right,
progenitor.
exactly.
He's the progenitor of the kitties. He must have the kitty ears.
I am evil. Don't laugh at me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I also wanted him to have a little bit of like an evil look, but I also didn't want him to look mean. So that's why he's got like the like happy face, but kind of angry eyes.
It makes him look very determined. So not evil, and also not super happy. He looks.
It makes me think like shoujo manga, kind of like My Hero Academia, or like
shonen. Shonen.
Yeah, shonen. That one. Sorry.
I was like, what is shoujo?
I don't know. Like
shoujo is the exact opposite.
Oh,
it's the girly one with all the love and sparkles and kira.
Well,
okay.
And
Alex, yeah, no, it makes me think of like My Hero Academia characters, or like really old school like action anime for kids.
I noticed. Yep, there it is. That's
when Ghost told me, oh, I use what is it? The
Burn and Brighten.
Kind of light. Yeah, I use that tool to use as a like an airbrush, and then I used it, and I'm like, that gave me exactly the effect I wanted, because I struggled so long trying to get it to like glow.
It's pretty hard. You have to have a digital medium that's got the gradient thing built into it, because I don't think GIMP has one of these. I could be wrong. Maybe I just wasn't using GIMP very well, or I didn't explore it enough, but
I don't recall. I used GIMP for a very short time, so I don't recall.
Yeah. Don't get too attached to these characters, by the way. Guess what Alex does later on.
Uh-oh.
No, I think this is after I deleted the cats.
Oh, I must have cut it out. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I did end up drawing cats and completely deleting them before I figured out what I wanted to do with that.
Actually, the cats were on there earlier, but then all of a sudden it was a bunch of yellow over it, and the cats were gone.
That was due to me incorrectly using layers. And so I'm like, there's no way to change this without getting rid of the cat, so here we go.
That explains a lot. I was wondering.
Then, yeah. There's a lot of me trying to get this to look like book and not like kind of a book. That took me quite a while to try and get it to look pagey without like a billion individual lines.
I really think this outline that you did was really good.
Gives it a lot more character. And I do like how the book's turning out so far at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you managed to get at least some of the multi-paged feel without it being too harsh.
Yeah. Little fingies.
Yeah, I wanted to go for like a paw look, but like not just like little toe beans, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But the toe beans are the best part.
Are the best beans? No, coffee beans are the best beans. What are you talking about?
Lies, deceit.
No, coffee is life. And then this is the part where I told Alex, it really starts looking like the one character from Journey.
Yeah, which I have never seen.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is Alex has never seen Journey, and then after I told him about it, he's like, huh.
Alex, I will give you my Steam account info, and you will have to play that. It is one of the best games I have ever played.
He said that he wasn't super, it didn't really look like a thing that he liked. Is that what you said?
I tried.
It looked like a great game, but I don't know if it's my thing, you know what I mean?
I do
Not
think
quite your cup of tea.
I do think you should play it just a little bit by yourself because it is primarily a single player game. It's not really meant to be played with other people. Even people just like watching you play, it's not really meant for that. It's like art. Looking at the details.
Woo, super zoomed in.
I was like, I
can't
gotta
wait
do
till you get to
something
see
kind of
that
fancy with the spine.
Gotta make that kitty look super hyper realistic.
Yes.
It's at this point in the video that he zooms in on the cat. And he's just like, Stripey, hold still. I need to get your
I
outline.
was gonna ask, what the heck is up with the gray thing in his hair? You did that on purpose.
Yeah, I did. I've got a gray spot right there.
But why?
Ah,
Why do I have a gray spot right there?
Yeah.
because he's old.
I don't know. That'd be nature, man.
That'd be nature.
Because he's
That'd be
old.
nature, man.
Also, and then two things I wanted to say is these little claws really bring the look together. They're so cute.
Yes, I have to agree. Otherwise, it was just like fingerly nublins, and now it's definitely paws.
And then I also wanted to say...
No, go ahead.
I also wanted to say that you make the stars glow at the end. There you go. It looks good like that. I like it.
It does. It actually looks really nice. The claws pull the paws together. It's impossible to, miss them. I like it. I think it's super cute.
She did that on purpose.
I was very happy with how it turned out.
My software is not as in-depth as this.
It's okay.
Oh no, I forgot it's my turn. Ugh. Okay,
Ah.
long story short, this is the cover art for the first chapter of Wonderland War back in 2011, and I forgot to record the first 30 minutes of me drawing, so you didn't get to see any of my mess ups when I started. But anyway, I wanted to keep the same posture. Originally, I was also going to do the background like you see there, but due to time constraints and getting fed up with as much effort that I put into just drawing her, I just gave up in the end.
I mean, that's a fair option. It's like, nope, done. I totally didn't have similar feelings. Huh.
I noticed we'll get to yours, Kira. We'll talk about yours in a minute.
One the nice
My
thing
inner
about
burner is showing. I want to talk all the time.
that's the nice thing about having the layers is if you wanted to do a background later, you could always just go back and do it.
Yeah, as long as you keep your original save.
Another thing I noticed
And
too
you
is
don't screw up and draw it all on your canvas.
you can definitely tell the people who have experience doing this because of the amount of footage that they have versus the others.
Yeah.
Well, also Kira and I, how do I put it?
We've been drawing since middle school is probably when we really got kicked in on it.
Did I not
and we've
tell
been
you?
actually working with each other really hard back and forth to kind of like make our styles and figure out that, hey, we're actually super into anime. Oh, we're such weebs. But we ran with it and we liked it and we worked on it and we constantly drew for years and years and years and years. Unfortunately, I've kind of not drawn a lot in the last couple of years, so I'm really rusty, but it's something where, for us, it's something where even if you don't have a lot of like experience, it doesn't mean you can't come up with something that looks cool or fun or cute. I mean, every drawing is quite literally just a couple of lines on a piece of paper.
And I just wanted to pause for a second because I wanted to like point out that like what you'll see me do versus what Kira does. Kira technically does it the right way, where you do your sketching first and then you do your inking. I am really backwards, and you're not supposed to do it the way that I do it. I ink, and then I just keep adjusting the ink, and it looks so bad. And from what I've learned, that's called petting. You're petting your lines, and it makes them look bad. So, what you see me
It's
do?
a stylistic choice, and I like the way she does it. Her drawings always look
I have been told,
emotive and moving, and I like it.
but I have been told that what I do, because you'll see me like erase lines and then redraw again and adjust little by little throughout the whole thing. You're not supposed to do it supposedly with digital art, and it makes me sad because this is what I'm used to doing. But I mean,
Supposed to, but I mean, it's art. You can do whatever the frick-a-frack you want.
see,
Have you heard about the guy who hits hammers on watermelons? And that's art, right?
I did not know that.
Yep.
Gallagher?
Yeah!
Gallagher?
He
What's the guy's
smashes
name?
watermelons with a hammer, and it's art. So, art can be whatever you want.
So
You can do it however you want.
at
so.
this point, I was just trying to figure out where I wanted stuff. This is like real sketching, and then I got rid of it, and then I drew her spine because for me, when it comes to making people, it's all about movement and like how they're standing. So I had to make a spine line or like posture structure draw, whatever you want to call it, to figure out where she was standing, where her center of gravity was. But unfortunately, I still can't figure out if this is exactly her body shape, because Sev is supposed to be long and lanky and a little angular. She's not even supposed to really have like perky boobs, basically. She's supposed to kind of have like a shelf boob, if that makes sense. And then here I'm just like putting in a little more detail to her waistcoat jacket, whatever it's called. So,
I think it's a waistcoat or tailcoat, because I think you cut the tails after one point, yeah?
Well, and this is another thing that I realized later on that I messed up. I am putting her in her uwu tailcoat jacket, which is from the story previously, not Wonderland War. So I kind of messed up, but it's fine.
It is what it is.
Yeah, even the purple shirt, she's not supposed to have the purple shirt. And then those little divots, where it kind of looks like maybe...
Her belly button and her ribs?
No. That stuff. The little V there. Originally, Savita was supposed to, like, wear a thong because that's just how I always, made her. She had really high rise thong or whatever. But,
Ooh.
at this point in my life, I'm like, she doesn't need it. It doesn't make sense.
It goes commando.
No, she doesn't go commando.
Are you sure? The freedom is great.
But yeah, I really like that V on her hips, but I didn't like the idea of having a thong there, so eventually I just work it into her undershirt, but I still think ultimately I should have just got rid of it.
Some people have just like muscle shape like that.
Well, there
Yep.
is the hip V thing, I know what you're talking about, but for Sev,
Olivia.
Yep, Alex has it.
for Sev, she's not supposed to have that showing. It's always, there's something covering it, and it's supposed to be implied for some reason. I don't know, it's just the way I draw her. She's not supposed to, how do I put it? Sev is the character that is supposed to be between womanly and manly kind of drawing, but she is womanly, I guess, feminine. I don't know what you want to call it.
Slightly androgynous, but still on the more feminine side.
Yeah. She's supposed to be really in between. And it's always been really hard to, like, get a good, like, fix on how her body shape is. But that's just because I like the character too much, and that's, like, one major thing that makes it hard to draw. You gotta really sit down and be like, nope, this is the way it needs to be.
One move.
See, I know for my characters, because I have similar issues with a few of mine where I'm like, but it has to be this way.
Right?
So, but at the same time, yeah, at one point or another, you have to go, okay, I need to sit down. I need to look at this logically. What needs to change?
Yeah. Like, this character needs to be a little bit more, not necessarily realistic, but make more sense, if that is a thing. You know, what kind of trope are they supposed to be doing? You know, if someone looks at this, are they going to easily identify and figure out what this character is, what they're about, whatever, blah, 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 blah.
First instinct, she's a trap.
Actually, yes, that's what you're supposed to think, Kira.
Yes.
Third...
But even then, that could be, you know, something for hindsight for anybody who, let's say you're creating your first new character and you're not exactly sure where to go with it. As you learn about different parts of the world or different tropes, you can always adjust them to better fit something that you go, you know, this is what I was going for, even though I had never quite gotten there.
Oh, real fast. So this wasn't in the original cover art, but it's something I always was trying to put into the cover art, and then I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Eventually I decided, no, I'm not doing it again. But that's Alice. So Alice is not vaguely, she is in the first book of Wonderland War, or not Wonderland War, World Eater Project. So you don't meet her until after Sue basically makes a deal with Sam and does stuff for Sam.
That would be kind of like a cool little spoiler, but I mean, it happens. Especially if you were already getting to the point where, like, I'm getting frustrated with the drawing. Sometimes it's better to leave something off than put it in.
Well, I can't get... So, like, this is going back to the whole glowing thing. It's really hard to get it glowing exactly the way I want it because it's also a gradient thing. And I don't know how to use gradients in Krita yet. I know you can do it, I just don't know how yet.
I know that feeling. Like, when I see, like, other artists or YouTubers doing, like, speed painting, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to change the color on screen of everything. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Color change. Let's see what color looks good. Flux, flux, flux. I'm like,
It's annoying.
Guys.
Yeah. Photoshop does it really well, and it's like, if only I had $600.
And even then, some tools, I believe, for somebody that I've started watching a little bit more recently that has consistent videos, I think they have something like Psy, but at the same time, whatever you got, you got. I used to do a whole bunch of stuff in, like, MS Paint, and I love doing MS Paint stuff.
Real fast, this is pretty much where the video ends. I go on and color it a lot more later on, but it was just a lot of video, and some of it I did forget, and then, like, the last bit of it, I was like, no, I'm not going to put it in the video because it's already too long. and I felt like the line art was supposed to be the important part, but everyone ended up coloring their stuff, so I was like, ah, man. So yeah. It should be gone
me and you
soon.
kind of had problems as far as like taking a little bit too long with our stuff. Combination of me trying to knock the rest off of everything, and then you were fighting a little bit with yours.
Right. It took a lot of work.
It actually looks really good, though.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Digitize.
And I love the way you color. It makes me so angry every time I see him. Like, gosh darn it.
But I don't like... Okay, it's Kira's turn.
Well, I guess there's my rant.
I like the cuteness.
My fantastic coloring in a minute.
Ta cuteness. It is so ta cute.
That's a really old picture, by the way. That's something that I drew still back in my pen and paper days, as you can tell by the lovely paper in the back there.
Kira's is going to go super fast, by the way, because she did a lot of drawing. She didn't just draw this, what you're seeing. She drew several poses.
I tried to come up with one that most fit what I had here. Plus, I had 2 other photos that I kind of wanted to remake, and I was like, if I make it more like this pose or more like that pose, or how do I make the pose? I don't know. But yeah, let me go ahead and talk it through. So this is Weil. I've had her as a character since, again, at least high school. She was initially supposed to be my Gaia Online avatar, and then she eventually built up into being a personalized OC and yada, yada, yada. For me, this was, again, something that really was to knock the rust off of my old skills. I picked Weil more or less because I adore her. She's cute, so why wouldn't I want to draw her? But I definitely felt frustrated with a lot of this for a long period of time. And I worked on it, and I think it still turned out okay, but oh man, I was definitely not happy while I was working on it. As far as processing goes, you can kind of see that I do like a basic sketch of what I had wanted, and then I work on as far as like trying to put the lines in and making sure things sit appropriately as far as interaction in the world would go. For the ball of yarn, I had initially just drawn a singular big black circle and then cut out all the pieces. And then I was like, nope, that's not going to work. Redraw all the lines. Oh, wait.
There's a lot of line redrawing. More than mine.
Yeah, again, I was trying to knock the rest off, and I was super frustrated throughout the entirety of this drawing.
Oh,
it's something where...
What I wanted to say about yours was, so you did your sketching and then you did your inking, but you did it several times so that you got it down better, and that's supposed to be the normal way to draw, is you do several layers.
Again, debatable, but at the same time, it took me forever for something that I was thinking was going to be fairly simple. Because as you can kind of see in the original picture, it was something supposed to be, you know, just kind of cute and chibi. And it didn't stay cute and chibi, as you can tell.
It's still cute. And sorta chibi?
Sorta chibi?
Yeah. Not entirely
like,
chibi, but it's still got a chibi vibe to it. This makes me sad, though. The tail looked just fine, and then you change it later.
I didn't like the way it curled. I didn't like the way that it was cutting. It was something where it's like, it's too long, it's too short, it's too thick. Again, I was trying to knock all the rust off of my drawing skills, and I hated it.
Anything you want to say, guys, real fast? Sorry.
Hey, boys, what do you think of the kitty lady?
It didn't pick me up. Does she have a forked tail?
Yes.
Yes, she does.
She's a Kate.
She's actually... Yep. She's I think it's like the Bakaneko, where it's the demon cat thing.
Did you say Bakaneko?
I think it's Bake, not Baka. Bake. Or Bake, Neko, something like that. Forgive me, I'm not Japanese. I like the animes, but that's really about where the end of my culture goes.
It's been a long time. And you don't really see much of them in folktale, so I mean, you do and you don't, if that makes sense.
They've gotten a lot less popular as far as like current media goes. You'll still see cats, but 9 out of 10 times you'll see a fox before you'll see a cat. But her forked tail, it was something that I did because, again, she started off as a Gaia Online avatar. They had an item where it was the calico tail, but I hated their classic tail. And then they came out with this calico tail, which was forked. I'm like, you know what? I'm keeping it. I dig it. And from there, I kind of have like some headcanon for her, but she really was just for like the entirety of her lifespan, as far as being original character would go, was just a filler character where it's like, oh, I need to have a character for a thing. Oh, what's this? We need somebody who's happy-go-lucky versus being edgy on the team. Here we go.
That's Tasty's MO, is that she always has the character that's
hopeful.
Well, joyful, hopeful, but also really confusing because she's chaotic and destructive, so I don't know.
A little bit.
A wild card.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a wild card.
She's a wild card.
For
Wow.
sure, do not play
Wow.
D&D with Tasty.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a fun
don't.
time.
You don't wanna.
But as you can kind of see, I'm going through, I'm adjusting my lines. I get eventually to coloring. It's something where for some of the lines, I knew I still needed to fix them up or touch them up. But I was like, nope, screw it. I'm having a most difficult enough time right now that I just don't want to. Oh, and here you can see my beautiful skill of what color do I want to make the yarn ball, which takes like 20 minutes.
By the
And
way,
I still change it.
I like the way that you drew the yarn, by the way.
Yeah.
It-
I loved how I had done it in the original picture, so I was like, you know what, I gotta do that again. And by the time I was done drawing the initial version of the yarn ball, I'm like, yeah, this looks great, but I hate it so much.
Oh, and the color changed.
Yeah, it changed
Yep.
again. That's Kira for you. Don't expect things to stay the same for a long time with Kira.
No, it's something where the minute I hate it, it's gone.
Like, didn't you notice that the edge of her face she drew like 4 times?
And even still, as I look back on it, I'm like, I just now realized one cheek is really thin and the other one is really pudgy. Her face looks so misshapen and swollen.
Oh, it looks fine.
If anything, it looks like her head is maybe slightly turned.
Yeah.
Kind of squished or something.
Plus-
But
looks
regardless.
Plus, these are avatar things, Kira, so we aren't necessarily going to see the very fine details like you think we are.
I know. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
I know.
Yeah, you know. I know. I feel the same way.
Here's another one with me trying to put the shine in her hair because she's got nice fluffy hair, so it's always fluffy and clean.
What brush were you using? Because you try to do this a lot to like fluff it up, and it seemed like it wasn't working as well as you were wanting it to.
I had a couple of like diffuser brushes or like just add water where I was trying to cause it to streak back and forth. Which I know that I had a couple of brushes that did that really, really well, at least in my previous reiteration of a Coral Painter, which is the product that I use as far as my digital art goes. And I just couldn't find it in this version. And so I fussed with it and I looked for some different things. And then eventually I found something that worked, but I wasn't necessarily happy with. But at this point in time, I'm like, screw it. I'm tired. I want to finish this. I'm done drawing while. I just want it to be done.
I was actually about to ask what software you use, because that looks different than what Alex and Shayna used.
You actually have to pay for that one, like Psy and Photoshop.
Yep. This one, it happened to actually come with my tablet at the time that I had gotten it. So I was perfectly okay with it. But it's something where, at the same time, every time I open it up, it's like, hey, do you want to buy the newest reiteration? It's only $40.
Yeah, it looks so cute.
Oh boy.
Are you ready to go last, John? Any
Yeah.
questions on mine?
I mean,
Well,
it
no, it's
hasn't
just-
it hasn't gone over to his yet. You can still talk about yours for just no.
What happened?
crazy seeing it's crazy seeing the before and after stuff that kind of goes into it. So this one I had actually hired Shayna to make that bird for me. So I unfortunately I have the software with the least amount of stuff to it, which is GIMP.
GIMP is still good.
Oh yeah,
don't diss it just because you didn't pay for it. Just because it's free, don't diss it, because it actually has more to it than MS Paint will ever have.
Yeah, for the little bit of time that I used GIMP, it was still quite nice.
Yeah, and the other thing was just like I didn't, I don't have that basis of sketching beforehand or doing anything, and this part right here specifically killed me because, I mean, drawing hands for one sucks, but trying to figure out how to do feathers as a hand is even more ridiculous.
I can agree.
Like originally, I had the idea. I was like, "Hey, I want to have him hold a controller, to represent the channel as well. That the gameplay channel that I do." But then I end up scrapping this idea, and I'm like, "Wait, this is for the painting thing." So I decided to change it to where he's actually holding a paintbrush, and then you'll see that here in a bit. But big thing is like, it was weird for one using a tablet. Let alone drawing in general, because I typically do not. And it was just one of those just kind of getting used to it kind of deals too, was the big thing.
It's still, I'll be honest, the end product, what you do at the end for not really drawing, I think it shows that you have some attention to detail and some idea of what you think.
Also, it took me forever to figure out how to make the eraser bigger. I'm sitting there just like, this taking forever. Clicking on the tablet and trying to vary, small details to erase. And I was like, wait, there's got to be an easier way to do this.
I like this. I like the paint thing. I don't know exactly why, but...
And yeah, instead of like drawing the whole bird, I decided to just take the easy route.
Oh, I thought I cut that out, sorry.
Torso drawing.
Well, so I actually have a second monitor, so I pulled up what you had done and put that to the side to try to get the idea for that, hence the cheek that he's going to have here. Because it was actually the more chibi looking one that I was trying to base him off of.
The 1920s style that I did.
That's fair. I mean, even though you guys saw the reference of the really old drawing of the yarn ball with Weil, I have drawn her multiple times after that. So I have her in different clothing, different styles, everything from pencil drawings to like official art product like pastels and ink, and then lots of digital drawings of her. So, I mean, if you take a little bit of inspiration from multiple places, that's perfectly okay.
That was a big thing.
Wanted to mention real fast, you only drew, out of all of us, you drew for a maximum of 35 minutes, and when I sped it up, your drawing session is a lot faster than all of ours, so I apologize.
Oh no, I expected that going in. Especially given that most of you guys sketch beforehand and do all that. And I know you, for example, you actually draw first, and then you alter as you go, whereas Kira was doing the sketches. And then Alex was a kind of a nice combo of both.
I didn't really outline anything. I was just kind of playing it by ear.
Yeah, Alex...
That's pretty much what I was doing here.
Alex literally is the definition of painting. He's not sketching, he's painting, and then putting more and more stuff on top and on top and on top. My question, why did you do blue, red, and green, these colors specifically?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
They're just like the colors that I guess popped the most that weren't super used in the rest of it, I guess.
I feel like it's an homage to the digital colors, because blue, red, and green are the colors that your monitor makes to make your world.
That is true.
I gave you an easy out.
She crawled deep into your psyche. No, just fess up to it, John. You were thinking it and you didn't know.
Yeah,
Kira figured you out.
Totally. Just My life, my monitor.
And then the next question I have is, what was the inspiration for the rain and the thundercloud?
Um,
Like a
no idea.
Thunderbird, maybe?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Mainly just because he's a bird.
What's that got to do with thunder? I'm so confused.
They both live in the sky.
Going, "Ah!" Also, trying to figure out the fill tool in this was really weird for me. Like, I felt brain dead for a bit trying to get this to work.
I was gonna ask because I had to watch this, I think, twice. Because, you know, editing, things come up and stuff happens. Yeah, you spend a lot of time filling in the white bits.
Well, because I knew you wanted the copy without the background, so I was just trying
Yeah.
to get that going.
You know what? I kind of love that the paint goes under the after for the final product. But, you know, that's just kind of like the cheekiness that it needed.
Reading Rainbow.
The reading rainbow.
Yes.
I am happy that you drew your own original avatar.
I bet she's
Yeah.
proud of you.
I'm so proud of my husband. Look at
Oh.
him. He's a big man.
You know, I'm going to talk like that to you the
No.
next time you join on my stream.
No.
So we're playing Destiny.
the
Look who did
refrigerator.
her first raid for the first time.
John, you do that to me all the time. Be quiet.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so we are going to wrap up here. This recording has gone on pretty long, I think, so I need to cut it down for sure for the video. Any final thoughts that you guys want to say?
Alex, I'm super proud of you. Yours turned out so flippin' good.
I liked how... I'm also a sucker for that glow tool that I told you about.
Yeah.
It's like
I
my
like
secret
Really,
weapon.
yep, I think it was really like one of the most intuitive parts of your drawing where it just really helped the whole darn thing
Yeah.
pop.
Absolutely.
And then the
I think
stars...
that really great.
Um,
Yeah, the star. Well, and I only did like half of the stars, so it was like a twinkle on and off effect.
Yeah.
Kind of thing going on.
it looked good. It's...
It made me kind of sad that I didn't go full on background with mine. I was like, crap,
Well,
I missed out on an
Here's the
opportunity.
thing. All right, I'm going to show you guys. I did finish mine per se.
No.
No? Oh, you don't want me? That's fine. You
No,
don't have to.
The
Okay.
Squidward
Even
thing.
if I said it was the Squidward doing no.
Oh. I was like, okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, so this is with Alice.
Oh, nice.
I couldn't get Alice to glow the way I wanted her to. And I also have some of the burn in here, so there's a little bit of like contrast and lighting and stuff. And I really liked the lighting down here because it really, I don't know, it just feels like it flows and like something, I don't know, some kind of dynamic going on. But I can't get Alice the way that I want her to because it's not exactly a gradient, and no matter what I do, I can't get it to be perfect. But yeah.
Something for, you know, future attempts of drawing.
Right? Actually, Kira, you don't have
Please
one.
pull up Obama Snow.
Oh,
Please.
I
Hello.
am very proud of this drawing, guys.
I mean, best drawing.
I mean, the shading that you got on this beautiful mocha man is just amazing.
Just kidding. I didn't draw it, if anyone's wondering. I just, yeah, mixed media.
Also, so next week, next week, maybe 2 weeks for sure, it looks like it's going to be random drawing prompts. When is that going to be decided? Like, are you going to do a little roll for it right now, or?
Oh, that is a good point. We should do it right now. Can you stream so I have it on camera so that I can put it in the video?
Yes. Of course, I can do that.
Draw a deer. That might be a little too general.
No, this is what we've got. All right, ready?
Uh-huh.
I want to watch this. Hold on.
I'd like to... How about we do the
there
one
we
that
go.
Kira found the other day that she showed me?
You could draw any
mean the
kind.
power
You could draw a
generator?
human deer.
Here. I'll share my screen because I have one too.
A human deer hybrid, Shay.
Human deer hybrid.
Isn't there a TV show about that?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody pick one.
Wait, am I watching you or Alex?
Gone.
Okay, I'm watching John through Alex. This is Inception.
Okay,
Oh yeah,
number.
funny.
1 to, was it 10? Was that what we're picking? No.
Yes.
Because it's only 4 people. 1 to 4.
Um,
Not 14.
Oh,
Okay.
now you have to.
So
assign...
now we're picking different numbers. Yeah. One.
Well, no, now you have to assign a color to each person.
Well, I'm lime green.
I'll be green.
I'll be off-white.
And Kira will be Kira's color.
Okay.
Now the next question is, how do I... Is it this?
It's in the middle where it says spin.
Oh, sorry.
Ah!
3! Kira! You win!
Okay, Kira, which one did you pick?
For stream options for the little boxes,
Yeah.
I like Beast.
Fantastic Beast.
The Hound of Hell!
Oh my
I get to draw
God.
scary monster.
So are we all gonna
Get
do
it,
this
Josh.
one
Scary
thing, or are we all gonna
monster.
have a unique one? I'm okay with
Well-
either.
We should
I
all
would
have
say
our
let's
own.
all draw it.
Okay, Kira, you have the Hound of Hell.
Yes.
If Alex would have gotten this because he's a fan of Supernatural, it doesn't count if you turn in nothing.
Invisible.
Okay,
I would
Kira,
hate
pick
you
one.
so
Preferably
much.
The Bugbear.
I don't...
I love bugbears.
I'm not happy.
A hairy, nasty, large version of a goblin with even worse maintained equipment. Brutish, nasty, and likes to carry sharp fangs.
I'm not happy with my decision.
Did you guys write down what you're drawing?
Yes.
There's no way I'm not gonna know.
Okay.
I'm so disappointed.
The werewolf.
Ah!
Dog buddy!
Cool.
Dog
really-
buddy!
You can really use your shining tool, Alex.
On the moon!
The harpy.
Ah! You guys all get something cool, and I get a stinky, nasty bugbear. I see what you're looking at, Alex.
Oh, do you?
It's a good thing you didn't open a private window.
Oh my.
Okay, so closing out this video, guys. See you next week, YouTube. We are going to do Fantastic Beasts. Kira has Hellhound. I have a Bugbear. John has... What did you have again?
Harpy.
Harpy. And then Alex has Werewolf. So, hope
We'll
you're
see what
ready for that.
happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. See you next week. Bye.
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 Bye.